this is Bobby in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida, enjoying this beautiful sunrise over the ocean here and heading today from St. Petersburg over 50 miles to Tarpon Springs on the Pinellas Trail.
What's kind of cool about riding a bicycle is you can be in a city that's going to be booming in just a couple hours and be super busy, but right now kind of like got the trail to myself. It's pretty cool. That's a really good way to check out a city is by bike. It's really awesome, and to have a trail like this is a true blessing. This is the where the Tampa Rays play right here. The trail goes right by, which is kind of cool. It's one of my first memories when I was living down here in St. Pete, or in Tampa actually, was when this dome first opened and going to see the Golden God, Mr. Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin, one of his first solo tours. Quite a memory. Somewhere around here there was like a Winn-Dixie or something. I was trying to save $5 in parking and came out, and to my chagrin was towed. So not really a great experience seeing Robert Plant, but not such a great experience getting towed. Not fun. But the trail goes up this way right here, which is pretty of original art along the trail. Of course, you got Burt Reynolds there, Mike Tyson, Prince, Cher. Really good. Access points where you can park for free. Right here is actually AMC Theater, and they have a bike rack over there. And it's just a hop, skip, and a jump. You got a mall, Tyrone Square Mall over here. And right over here is like a quick access. You could park anywhere along the trail and just hop right off the trail right here. Come over here to AMC, see a movie. Super cool. I haven't rode like in a lot of years. I used to ride a lot when I was a kid, BMX bikes. And I had no idea really how to handle these hills with the speeds and stuff. So if you haven't rode in a while, I would highly recommend that check it out on YouTube so you get in the right gear going up these hills, because these hills are just an overpass over a bridge. But I was in single speed on some of these and it was a little grueling. Like this one right now, I'm not really the best gear right here, so I'm really feeling it. If you get in the lower gears where it's not really hard to spin, it's a lot easier getting up. But this is one of the cool points of the trail, is some of the scenery you can get. Kind of feel like I'm playing hooky, which I guess I am. Another really nice feature of the park is over here on the right, we kind of have a runner's lane, and then bikes on this side. Keeps it a lot safer. I've never been in this section of the trail, and the trail in general, overall, I mean, it's kept up really impeccable. It's really mowed and there's no debris, no trash anywhere. So it's really safe and really a cool, positive atmosphere. Everyone's really healthy and friendly out here. So if you do get a chance, I would highly recommend it. This is something else I kind of noticed along the trail too, is they are mile markers. This is mile marker 17, and I did a lot of running in the past, so I can say one thing without any hesitation is miles getting chewed up on a bike are about 1,000,000 times easier than running. So biking is a lot easier. I wouldn't want to be running. If I'd done 17 miles on a bike so far, I'm not really feeling it anywhere near as what I would running that many miles on foot. A lot of these different overpasses are harder than others. There's a lot where they kind of plateau before you reach the summit. This one isn't too bad, but I am up on my pegs, feeling a little burn. It's always a fun part, coming down the other side. Whee! Seems dangerous one-handed. Some of these sections are pretty amazing because, you know, they kind of put them together at work. I've never been in this section before, but just to have the foresight to pull it off is pretty genius, because there's a lot of like different turns and pretty fun. Genius. Speaking of genius, yeah, so it's not like a straight shot like it is in St. Pete. There's a lot of turns. I think I'm actually in Clearwater right now, and trying not to get hit here. Crossing right here. So it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty impressive. I'm very grateful that we have something like this to ride on. This is really so beautiful here. Flat but beautiful. One thing I noticed too is, like, whatever city I'm in, the areas where the houses are a little nicer and people are making a little more money, it's a lot more activity. There's a lot more people on the trail to this section. Morning. Which I think really says a lot, you know, because people that are successful and having fulfilled lives, they have to take care of their outer body, have to take care of your shell. Trail is right back there, and this is there's a state park right there, a little park, but this is called Weaver Park, and they have a pier that goes way out there. Really beautiful. Off the trail they have this really cool little thing. It's called a butterfly park, and they have, you see a butterfly right there, and they put all these different plants that are butterfly friendly. Easy for me to say, but it's really beautiful over here. So if you're on the trail near Dunedin and want to take a little break, see this butterfly sanctuary. Very beautiful. What's really cool about the trail, there are plenty of places to refuel on water. So I was able to make it with just one water bottle and just keep on refueling whenever needed. Okay, this little stretch right here is Palm Harbor Road right here. And the actual trail, Pinellas Trail, is like really nice and wide. It's almost like a road itself. So super nice. It's super flat. This area, I only hit one overpass so far from Clearwater. So this area, if you're new to the Pinellas Trail and you want to try it out or try to get fit, this is probably a lot easier than St. Pete area and Largo area, because there's a lot of overpasses. There's a lot flatter. Not as many roads you have to cross either, so it's really safe. If you're in the Palm Harbor area, there's the trail right here, and there's a park called this Wall Springs Park, and there's plenty of parking. Looks like a lot of runners and cyclists parked here as a starting point, so this might be a really good place to be. It's like I think it's free entry too. And this part of the trail in Dunedin is really pretty. It feels like you're a lot deeper in wilderness than you are, but I see some cars up there, but you can't really hear them. You can hear a lot of birds, and very beautiful. Got some pine trees here, which you don't see too often in Florida. So the one thing I realize is that all the people with all the bikers out there that have the biking pants on, I see why now, because I'm just using some cotton shorts, and I was like, my bum is very angry at me right now. So doing any kind of high miles like this again, I would definitely get some professional biking shorts or biking pants. it would make a difference, I think. But overall, like this whole area, this whole stretch is very enjoyable, very easy. And a lot of places too are shaded. Like you can see right here, it's 84 degrees. I have a backpack on and majority of it is shaded. So I'm actually very comfortable. My legs burn a little bit because I'm really not in the best shape to be doing this. Probably like on a 1 to 10 scale, probably like a 7 as far as being completely fit and ready to actually do a race or something. So not bad. I'm not dying out here, but it's I'm glad there's not like a lot of overpasses like in St. Pete and Largo. So this stretch right here is really enjoyable. Got a bunch of beautiful plants, beautiful breeze going on today. Loving it. Tarpon Springs little section of the trail. Actually a big section. I think it's going to end here somewhere at the Tarpon Springs. I think it's quite a ways to go, but this is kind of cool. It's actually in the medium is the trail itself. So you got a road on each side, one-way road, and you got your runners and your bikers right down the center right here. Really cool. So I was in downtown Tarpon Springs, and that's where I just thought that the trail ended, and then it looped me this other weird direction, and it's still saying this is part of the Pinellas Trail, mile 39. It was saying right there. I don't know if you saw it, but whoa, this is there's some brutal terrain. It went from easy to uphill into a headwind. It's like if you ever ran a marathon, it's like mile 20 when everything in your body's screaming at you to stop. And trying to be really optimistic, but I kind of got this sick feeling that this is a cruel joke and it's gonna be the end up here, just like some bonus miles or something. I'm gonna have to turn around and loop back to get into town and get a hotel room. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping it's gonna reconnect and take me back downtown, but it's like no one inside. I'm not seeing any other cyclists out here. I don't know if you can hear me, it's very windy, but like I'm hitting a very strong wind. This is legs are burning. Just totally paying for the easy part right now, man. So we have this little thing called intuition. For some reason, through all these years, I still don't listen to that source as much as I should, because my intuition was telling me these are bonus rounds, it's not part of the trail. And then when I got to the end of this, they still call it Pinellas Trail. I talked to this other cyclist named Annie, and she said, oh no, it kind of ends in Tarpon Springs. They just added this. It's like, okay. If it wasn't the accumulation, I think it's just the accumulation of being on a bike for 6 hours at this point, where it's just catching up with me. Everything's hurting, legs are burning, tailbone's burning, feet are burning, everything's burning. It's like, oh, just want to get into town and get a nice Greek salad in Tarpon, known for their Greek food. Should be delish. That's one thing I forgot to mention is along the trail is, I just want to talk for a while, just trying to make a best use of a bad situation here. Actually, it's not so bad. I got the wind in my back, the sail in my wing, the wind in my sails. So it's cool. It's all good. Gonna have a nice salad. Oh, that's what I wanted to mention is on the trail itself, there are plenty of places to replenish, plenty of places to get drinks. If you want a beer, you want a drink, you want anything to eat. I'll show that tomorrow on my way back. I'll show some more restaurants and things. I just knew that I was just gonna try to go all the way through and just kind of had my mind set on a big Greek salad as a reward for doing this today. And that's what I'll be at. That's what I'll be next is down by the Sponge Docks in Tarpon, and hopefully gonna try to catch a sunset too later on tonight. So it's all good. I would not recommend doing this little stretch because there is no shade. It's out in the elements and it's not fun. If you're just here just doing this one little stretch, it's not so bad, but it's the accumulation of, it's gonna be over 6 hours on a bike when I'm not really in my top shape right now. So would not recommend it. But at least now I know I'm on my way back, and doing these extra 5 or 10 miles, whatever it is going to be light at the end of the tunnel. And the light is a nice big Greek salad. Delish. So on this sign over here off the trail, this is actually US 19 in Tarpon Springs, and there's some, I think just some hawks. I don't know if you can hear the babies chirping over the traffic. Come on, sing. So one of the things I always liked about bikes is just the freedom. And I remember the first taste of that freedom, I was probably 11 or 12 years old, and my best friend Mike, we were riding our bikes. We found out that boxing champ Muhammad Ali lived a town over. He had a place there, and it was about a 10-mile drive, and it wasn't like a beautiful trail like this. Basically, we're riding up US 19, but without sidewalks and without a bike trail. Looking at it now, extremely dangerous. So when we found out where he lived, we went to his house about every day. We went to about 3 days. Probably like the third day, we'd set our bikes up on the corner of his fence, peek over. He was out there. He had like a little farm or something. He had a little tractor he was out there on. And third day, he noticed us and waved over at us because we were like just basically our nose is pressed up against the fence, staring at him. And he goes, "Hey, what are you boys doing?" And we're like, "Just hanging out." And he just laughed. He's like, "On my fence?" So he let us in, he called us in, gave us some sweet tea, and just couldn't be cooler, just the coolest guy. And it was amazing. And he was just amazing, really humble actually, even though he was very over the top as a persona. But it made us both laugh because, do you boys know who I am? And we're like, yeah, we know who you are. Yeah. So one of his, I think it was his wife, took a picture of us, all three of us together. There was the champ in the middle, Mike on one side, me on the other, and we're both like holding our fist up and giving the number 1 sign. And his wife or somebody somehow got it in the newspaper, and it's in the caption read, "Boxing champ meets BMX champs." And it just blew our mind. We were like, oh my God. So if I can find that, I'll post it on here. But that was like one of many memories, that the freedom of, feeling like an adult almost, even though you're 11 or 12, just having that freedom to go out and do different things and get out and, experience that was something I'll never forget. So I made it in Tarpon Springs, got a big gift shop right here, sponge docks. The whole big thing is all tchotchkes. A million things you can do with sponges, and then some. And over here, when you come down this street here, they have boat rentals here. They have dolphin cruises. You can go out and actually check out some dolphins. That's kind of cool. And here's a city known for Greek food, and they have a Mexican food right there on the dock. What's going on right here? And there's a bunch of all just kind of little souvenir shops right here in the town I saw. More little restaurants and things like that. So not really bike friendly, not really any place to ride a bike in here. Got people right on the street itself. But a lot of different places you can go on dolphin cruises, a lot of different restaurants. This is what the sponge dock area is right here. And other places we can get into different cruises. I guess we can actually buy sponges right there. Fresh lemonade. This side of the road over here. More Greek food. That's where I think I'm gonna go and get my eat on. So this is a quick little view of Tarpon Springs has to offer. It's like just a tourist trap of all tourist traps. But very cool. Gonna go out and see some dolphins, I guess. All right, so getting ready to leave Tarpon Springs. About 7 o'clock in the morning, trying to avoid some rain that's coming in, trying to get back to St. Pete before 11 or 12 today. I like riding through a town. That reminds me when I was a little kid, my friends and I would sneak out on our bikes. And there was nothing that was really quite as cool as checking out the city at dark when no one else is around yet. So this kind of gives me that whole memory of that, getting to check out this town. This is a really cool little store right here. A bunch of collectible vintage stuff. Super cool. So that's what's really cool about a bike. It gives you that freedom, especially early in the morning, to kind of like check out different things. You can go back in restaurants or whatever you want to check out later, a little earlier, even before daybreak. It's really fun. I haven't really seen too many different animals on the trail, but ran across this little bunny right here. Super cute, eating his breakfast, or her breakfast. It's hard to tell from here. Yeah, early morning's cool because you can kind of see the animals are waking up out here too. See this little guy on the trail, this little turtle. I'll help him live. Obviously trying to. Why did the turtle cross the trail? To get to the other side, and there you are, my friend. You have arrived. Where are you? There you are. So feeling pretty good today. Yesterday really, to be honest, doing that extra stretch in Tarpon Springs really kicked my butt. I didn't realize, I thought it was gonna loop back around and it ended up just being a end point and you had to turn back around. So I would not recommend that. If you're driving from St. Pete to Tarpon Springs, just when you get in that Tarpon Springs town, probably that's where you want to end. I mean, because there's no way it loops back around. You have to just backtrack. So instead of doing like what it says from St. Pete to Tarpon Springs of being about 30 miles, it ends up being about 50 just to get to the end part, and then to loop back around to Tarpon Springs to get a hotel. You can put on another 20, so you're gonna be doing like 70 miles. So not fun. So I wasn't physically prepared for that. And yeah, to be honest, it's when I was out there, I was like, my mind was just like, why don't you just leave this bike here and call it Uber? I mean, this is ridiculous. So that's what's interesting is if I wouldn't have ran marathon stuff in the past, I wouldn't have had that grit to stick it out, because there's no way I would have continued. I would have stopped. So it's interesting also, is like, as bad as I felt yesterday, I feel really incredible today. And I'm sore, I'm not gonna lie, but I know I'm gonna be able to complete it. And that's what's just so amazing about humans, is we are so resilient. We can bounce back so quickly, physically and mentally. We just, things like this push the boundaries of what you can do physically, just make you stronger. So I'm over at Wells Park. This is the morning, and you can see it's another butterfly exhibit or butterfly housing here. It's just really incredible. It's so early the butterflies aren't even awake yet, but this is really, really beautiful what they've done. I've been listening to different public speakers and things, and been hearing that analogy a lot more from different people, is that's what we have to become as a butterfly, and to fly and live our purpose. Because the way society is, they're just keeping us down and keeping us in our caterpillar mode. Really gorgeous. There are several places to eat and get drinks around the trail. I didn't really film any yesterday, but today I will. There's a pretty cool brewery I remember passing, and these are roll-up doors. So when the weather's nice, these are rolled up and you can sit. There's tables right there, so you can actually watch the world go by and enjoy a lovely beverage. There's a lot of places like this along the trail. It's really super user-friendly, awesome. I'm in Palm Harbor right now, and they give these little signs like you can adopt a mile. So there's different, this is a Cub Scouts that do this, and the trail is like kept up really immaculate, like no trash or anything. And over here, there's a place in Palm Harbor on the trail itself. If you have a flat tire, I don't know if they do any other repairs or not, but it's pretty cool. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna record right now on the trail heading back to St. Petersburg. I'm gonna record like, I guess I'll record 10 minutes and then try it time lapse so you can kind of get a feel. Okay, bunny rabbit up there. Kind of get a feel of what 10 minutes looks like. What's really nice about the trail is the drivers around here are very aware of the riders, so they really yield for the riders. So when you cross the street like that, it's really safe. There's only one road where you actually cross in a major road, but other than that, it's really a really safe ride. Cycling's cool. I'm kind of just getting back into it. I have a kind of a mid-range mountain bike. See all these guys flying by with these skinny tires, and they get me a skinny tire bike. But it's good conditioning, different than running. Like running, you can't do this. I don't know if you can see my leg, but you can't coast during running. But to me, there's nothing more of a badass than a runner. I mean, just a beast mode all the time to be hitting this pavement is very, very impressive. So I thought that might be kind of a cool goal at some point. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, being in mid shape, I'm able to do this trek fairly easy, but running it, ooh. There's guys that do ultra marathons, guys and girls, I should say, humans that do ultra marathons of 50 miles and more. So realistically, this could be a training for a run from St. Pete to Tarpon Springs, about 30 miles. So that'd be pretty cool. And kind of like film it like I am now the whole way of the experience. It would take probably about 4 or 5 hours, depending on the pace you were doing. But running, our runners are my heroes. I mean, I've done 15 marathons and I haven't done one in a while, but you really can get in touch with yourself and really figure out what you're made of. If you can run 26 miles because everything in your body's telling you not to do it. It's a really beautiful area right through here. It's by Palm Harbor. Sped up section of clear water right there. Only thing that's really hurting on me right now is my tailbone, and I realize that's just from being on the seat. So one thing I started doing, and it's been giving me some relief, is when I'm getting to areas like this, is mounting up on my pedals and kind of coasting, because this is what's making my tailbone hurt, is hitting bumps like that. So if you can do that, it's just when you know there's a dip, just mount up on your pedals so you can get some relief, because tailbone hurting is going to take it takes about a week to heal, where you're not feeling it every time you turn around in bed or whatever. So it's kind of a bummer. There's nothing you can do for it except for try to avoid it. Well, this is kind of a cool section right here of the trail where it kind of loops back and forth. It is kind of hilly, and the other thing I can feel is like my thighs are burning going up like little stretches like that. So you definitely do get a workout. This is the Largo, as you can see, Largo section of the trail right there. They also have, if you have any repairs or little gadgets like that, but just had a ride with a gentleman he didn't want to be on camera. Named Roger. This is really pretty through here. He is a surgeon in St. Paul, Minneapolis. And he was telling me, is they have a trail like this from St. Paul in Minneapolis, and it's very, very heavily utilized. And what it is, a lot of people now up there, they don't own any vehicles. They're depending entirely on the trail, so they're biking everywhere. So I guess they have a basket or something, they're getting stuff at the supermarket, but there's a whole group of thousands of people up there that do not have vehicles. So that means they're getting nicer houses because they're not having the vehicle payment and the insurance payment and the upkeep. It's entirely by bike, so that's pretty cool. And it is possible on this trail right here. It would take some time, so I would definitely like to go up there and visit that and see that trail up there. It sounds really awesome, because this trail is not being utilized that much, so it would take somebody that just modeled that for what they're doing up there and bring that whole system down here, and it could work in any major city like this, having these trails like this. It's really awesome. I was thinking about the guy I met from Minneapolis. The trail went from Minneapolis to St. Paul, and the question I forgot to ask him was what they do in the winter. It's like, I know they get heavy winters up there, so it'd be interesting. I'd like to definitely take a trip up there sometime and check that out, what it's all about. Seems a lot more practical to have this utilized more here in St. Pete and Tarpon and Largo. We got a hill. I'm gonna go ahead and do the hill. I'm gonna have to get up with my pegs where this kind of plateaus at up here, just so you can kind of get I don't think I've done one of these climbs yet live, so definitely can feel the burn. It's a nice incline right here. If you're gonna do these, I'd recommend where you don't have to push your bike up. You want to be able to at least get to where you can ride them. Lower gears, you can probably do it sitting down. But some of those I just get up on the pegs. This is Seminole Boulevard right here. So it's a gorgeous day. This is the best part for me. I like going dangerously fast, going down the hill. It's exciting. It's the reward. I do it no brakes. No brakes. It's fun. I don't know if you saw that 20 miles an hour. Probably doing over 20 miles an hour right there, but I don't know, that kind of gives you an idea what it's like. Big fun. Pinellas Trail. And here's a cool campground that's actually right on the trail. This is in Seminole. It's very windy, so it's probably gonna be super choppy to listen to this, but I'll see if I can get the sign up here. But if you are coming up the area and you have looks like it's no tents, it's just RVs, and they do rent out these cabins over here. This is St. Petersburg, Madeira Beach. So if you ever want to look that up. Park right there. RVs are back there, and the cabin you can rent right here, and it's like there's a little lake over here on the left. So St. Petersburg, Madeira Beach campground. And then they have these, yeah, there's 0 tents, RVs, but all these little cabins you can rent out. I don't know the prices, but it's kind of cool because you do have access to the trail. And right up here, not too far up here, is the movie theater and stuff like that over on Tyrone Square. So pretty cool. Okay, that little sped up section right over there going over the water, the bridges right there, was really brutal. It was. The wind's coming at me. I don't know how many miles an hour it is, but It was a really tough ride. I think maybe because I'm kind of getting burnt out because I have quite a few miles the last couple days, but pretty tough. And you can hear it probably right now. It's super windy right here. So, and I can see the clouds are really coming in. So now I'm trying to beat the clock, trying not to get rained on here. Yeah, that section really sucked. And that little time lapse right there, I slipped the pedal coming up. Wind's coming at me. Ah! Like my grandpa would say, put hair in your chest. Wow. So I had an idea, which was really cool. I don't know if it ever could happen, but you know, just as I was thinking about St. Paul and thinking about how cool this trail is, just how amazing it would be if like every state had these and they were connected, you know? Because they got the Appalachian Trail, starts in Georgia up to Maine. It's about 2,200 miles. Takes about 5 or 6 months to hike it. So probably wouldn't want a route the same way, but if you did different states like across country, it'd be very amazing because you could go across the country, or at least a few different states, like even like a Florida to Georgia, which would be brutal because it's kind of flat and hot, but just an idea. It'd be kind of cool. I just think it'd be a cool idea to, because you could, instead of taking 5 or 6 months, you could go the same distance in probably 2 months on a bike, and you could have campgrounds along the whole way. It'd be a really cool way to see America. Because if you did that, if you had a trail like this, in other states and they all connected, there'd be like businesses popping up all around them. And there'd be a whole different infrastructure. Okay, so back in St. Petersburg here, and got a bridge to do, and this is kind of a long incline. The last one I did in a lower gear and kind of sat in my seat. And what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to get up on the pegs. Because I noticed when I was sitting on my seat, all the pressure is going right to my back and it's hitting my tailbone. So it's just irritating it even more. So let's try it up on just on the pegs and see how that goes. This one's not so bad. Some of the inclines are like the real steep ones are bad, but this one should be able to chew this up pretty easy. Maybe not. Not gonna stop. I know that. Until I get to the top. And the wind, I keep on almost slipping a pedal every time, so now I'm seeing why the guys have those, I don't know if those carbon shoes will help better or not, but still recording here. Yeah, that was pretty tough. It's super windy, so it's hardly ever this windy in Florida. Whew. But definitely felt that. But it was a lot of relief on my back, my tailbone, just burning my quads. But you get to a nice chill flat like this. This is like really cool how they did this here. It's like you're way up for quite a while here. Super cool. I'm gonna switch back to time lapse right from here. Almost have it finished here. Looks like I'm gonna miss the rain. It's a beautiful day here in Florida. I'm already in St. Pete. Legs are burning, everything's hurting. It was really tough actually. I wouldn't, it's not something I'd want to do every single week unless I was training for something, but You don't have to really be in beast mode to enjoy the trail. I think if you had some people together, it'd be kind of cool, you know, if you just took your time and not even did the whole thing, just did 5-10 miles or so. You could hit some bars, get some drinks, get something good to eat. I mean, it's super cool, man, to have something like this at our disposal in St. Pete. Really cool. It's good though to put your body into some physical extremes every now and then, just to kind of push the limits to see what you're made of, because in general life is really easy for us, and if you push yourself and do some things like this every once in a while, run a marathon, a half marathon, even a 5K, get outside and get biking, just get outside and enjoy nature, then like life's things that happen on a day-to-day basis, you're able to handle a lot easier. It doesn't become so extreme. Right now, most people are really soft, and there's no way that they can do this. They might be achieving in other areas of their life, but physically they're soft, and that's going to affect every other area of your life. So that's what I'm kind of gleaming now, as I've been chasing money in my past, and now I'm just trying to get out and live a little life again, kind of like I used to as a kid. Get out on the bike, get out in the sun, get out and travel. This might be it, man. This is one life. I think it's important to get out and actually live it.